Okay, so number 1 in the circle homework. Since this is my radius, which means it's an isosceles triangle, so that means these two angles are the same. 180 minus 74, and then what's left divided by 2 to split between the two angles. So that means x is 53 degrees. This right here, since this is my diameter, that means this angle is 90 degrees based on the property. Let me use this one. This one has colors. Okay. This one, quadrilateral inside a triangle, inside a circle. You know that opposite angles add up to 180. So 180 minus 98, that means x is 82. And similarly, this one, y is 70 degrees. All of these, don't forget degree sign. Degree sign, that's your unit. Okay, solve for x and y. So again, since this is my diameter, I know this equals 90 degrees. So 3x minus 9 equals 90. Solve the algebra by moving that minus 9 over, and then divide by 3. You get x is 33 degrees. Once you know that this is x is 33 degrees, that means this is 34 degrees, x plus 1. So 90 plus 34, subtract that from 180, you get y is 56. Okay. This one, since this is my inscribed angle, that means this is double it, which is my central angle, so 102. Okay. This is my arc right here. So this is my arc. It goes to the opposite side, anywhere on my circumference, and those are my inscribed angles. So if this is 32, that means this is also 32. Okay. Number 7, same idea. This is my arc. So these are both my inscribed angles. So 32, 32. This one, this is my arc right here. This is 32. And this is my central angle because it goes to the center, not to circumference. So that means this is double it. It's 46 degrees. Okay. This one, remember the opposite? Yeah. So any x that you see, that's just the opposite angle. Okay. This one is a little tricky. Okay. So since this chord is the same length as this chord, that means this arc is the same as this arc. So if this arc, when you draw the to the other side, that's an inscribed angle. With the same arc, when you draw that angle to the other side, that's also an inscribed angle. So that's why both of them are 37 degrees. Okay. So this one is a little tricky. This one, another one of the properties, if this is a chord and you have a perpendicular bisector that cuts through it, it cuts it directly in half. So that means this is 7 and this is 7 as well. And then lastly, inscribed angle. Okay, so if this was your arc, like this is your arc right here. This is your inscribed angle. This is your inscribed angle. So now that you know this is 52, this is 94, subtract that from 180, and you get x is 34 degrees. How many of you got all of them correct? Awesome, good job. Okay. If you missed the lesson on circle properties, make sure you watch the YouTube video from Tuesday. This is a really important lesson on angles in a circle. You will see it on EQAO for sure. Okay. The 3 lines in the triangles. This was yesterday's lesson. Median. How do you describe a median? Midpoint to a vertex, right? The opposite vertex. Okay, and most importantly, it's the midpoint. It is at the midpoint. Perpendicular bisector. How do you describe that? Half and then 90 degrees, right? So again, at the midpoint. So the midpoint and then at 90 degrees. Perfect. Does not have to go to a vertex. Okay. And then last one, altitude. How do you describe an altitude? The height of a triangle. Good. Right angle. From the vertex, right? So You see, this is your midpoint right here. It does not go through it. It's from a vertice down to the opposite side at 90 degrees. Okay, so in grade 10, you guys do a lot with these. You guys actually find equations of these lines. But since you guys are just in grade 9, you don't have to worry about that. You just need to know what they are, how to draw it, and what properties it means. So for example, median and perpendicular bisector, it means that it's the midpoint, so it's equal. So this side equals this side equals this side. And then for altitude, you know that it's 90 degrees. All right, so that's pretty much all you have to know for grade 9 in terms of these three. So just to take up these two really quickly then. All right, 14 and 15. Did Mr. Tang pick this up yesterday? No? Okay, so let's pick up number 14 and 15. So it tells you that the BD is a median. What does that imply? If this is a median, it implies that... Sorry? Yeah, any? I heard someone say over here. What does that imply? Yeah, it's the midpoint. What about it? This is the midpoint. Sean? Yeah, AD and DC are equal. Right? The length of this side and this side is equal since it's the midpoint. So 6x plus 3 equals 7x minus 1. All right. And then we just solve for the math. All letters to the left, numbers to the right. So 6x minus 7x, you get negative 1x. And then negative 1 minus 3, you get negative 4. Divide both sides by negative 1. So x equals 4. Okay. In this case, what's my unit? Is it degrees, centimeters? Yep. Units. Yeah. So for I don't know if he said it, but I did write it out here. I said use centimeters for length and degree sign for angles. So I don't know if he told you guys. I added that in. So in this case, it would be 4 centimeters because we were talking about a length. Okay. And then last one right here, find AC. Okay. So BT is an altitude. What does that imply? The height of the triangle, yeah, also. But what else? Yep. At where? Yeah, at angle T right here, this is 90 degrees because it's an altitude, which means this is a 90-degree angle. So 3x plus 3 equals 90. All right, so move that 3 over to the other side. So you get 3x equals 87. So when you divide it, x is 29. All right, this is a little weird because you just solve for x right here as an angle, and then you're using it to solve as a length. All right, so read the question very carefully. It's asking you to find the length of AC, which is this length right here. All right, so if I know that x is 29, that means this length right here is 29 plus 8, 37. And this length right here, x minus 9, so this is 20. So what's the whole length of AC? 57 centimeters. Okay. So because it's an altitude, I know that this is 90 degrees. I can use that fact to solve for x. Once I have x, I can substitute it in here to find the whole length, which is 57 degrees. How many of you got 14 and 15 correct? Okay, good. All right, so That was the last 2 days homework. Hopefully you guys understood it. So I'll give you guys time to do this review. The next 1, 2, yeah. So the next 3 pages, front and back. This is part of your review. Try to do we have 1 hour, so I think you guys can finish all of this. All right, so let's try to finish all of this, and then I will either take up some of these towards the end of class or all tomorrow. Okay. Remember when you do these angle theorem, there is a lot of terms you need to memorize, and the spelling. Yeah, spelling counts, especially this part. You see where you're doing matching. Okay, so I'm telling you, you're gonna see this diagram on the test. Okay, so make sure you know these terms. All right, so let's get working. Let's start on this review. Try to see how much you know. Alright, sorry guys, one thing I forgot to mention. With median, there's one property. There's this part, like from, actually, there. This point right here, where how many medians are in a triangle? 3, right? You can have this median, this median, this median. There's a special name for where all 3 medians meet. All 3 medians. Yes, good job. How did you know that? Oh yeah, it says right here. Meets. All 3 medians meet at a point called centroid. Okay. Make sure you know this name, centroid. And there's a property. Okay. So this shorter part and this longer part has a ratio of 1 to 2. So it has a ratio of 1 to 2. So if I say, let's say this is C for centroid, and then this is point A, for example. If MC is 1 centimeters, how long is CA? So if this is 1 centimeters, how long is CA? 2. If MC is 10 centimeters, how long is CA? 20. If I say MA is 30 centimeters. Yeah, so that is 10 and 20. If I say MA is 9 centimeters. If I say MA is 9 centimeters, how long is each side? Yeah. 3 and 6. Good. Okay. So you can think of it as median is broken up into 3 parts. Okay. One last one. Let's say if AC is 50. If AC is 50, how long is MC?
25?
Yeah, if this is 50, that means this is 25, and the whole length is? And the whole length is 75. Good. Okay, so that's one last thing I wanted to mention. I forgot to talk about that. And because when you do the review, one of the questions right here, okay, this involves the ratio. And I think I didn't give you guys enough information for this one.
And the one above, like,
This one?
no, the one above that. The one above, the one above. Number 2.
Number 2?
Say if it's centroid.
If AD is 21.
You didn't say if it's centroid.
Oh, okay, so let's say, yeah. OD is O is the centroid. We'll say O is the centroid. Thank you. Okay. And this one, yeah, C is the centroid. If C is the centroid, did I give you guys enough info to solve this? No, I didn't. I need to give you S3.
No, what is X?
This X. So if CV is this and SV equals, let's say 90. I don't know. Something like that. All right. Then you have. Yeah, now you have enough info. No. S, the whole thing is 90. And I give you that part, so you have to figure it out. Do you have enough info? Try it.